You know that uncomfortable moment when you're standing next to someone, you know you should say something, and your mind just freezes, so you default to, "How was your day?" They reply with one word. And suddenly, you're both trapped in that painful silence, wishing you could disappear. If this feels familiar, you're not alone. But here's the truth most people don't realize. You're not bad at small talk, you're just doing it wrong. In this video, I'm going to explain why awkward silences happen, what confident people do differently on a psychological level, and by the end, I'll give you a simple 3-word phrase that can turn dead conversations into engaging ones instantly. Most people think small talk fails because they don't have interesting things to say. That's not the problem. They think it's about being charming or witty. Wrong again. The real secret has nothing to do with what you say. It's about what you notice, but there's a very specific way to turn what you notice into conversation gold, and this is where most people mess up. Picture this. You're at a coffee shop, networking event, or party. Someone is standing near you. You feel the pressure to say something, so you default to, "How's your day?" or "What do you do?" That's the conversational version of plain toast. They answer briefly. The energy drops, and you walk away thinking, "I'm terrible at this." But here's what's actually happening. You're treating the other person like a machine that needs the correct input. You're trying to run a social program instead of connecting with a human being. Confident people aren't using magic. They're not naturally charismatic. They're simply doing something different, something you can learn. Generic questions put pressure on the other person. They now have to sound interesting, think fast, and carry the interaction. That pressure is exhausting, which is why people shut down. Now watch what happens when you shift from asking questions to making observations. Instead of "What are you reading?" you say, "That book looks like it's survived a few coffee spills." Instead of "How's work?" you say, "You look like someone who just survived a Monday morning meeting." This works because observations remove pressure and add curiosity. You're not demanding an explanation, you're simply noticing something and sharing it. But most people still mess this up by making boring observations. Nice weather, cool shirt. Technically observations, but complete conversation killers. The difference between magnetic conversation starters and dead ends comes down to 3 elements. Before I break them down, if this is already changing how you see small talk, hit like, subscribe, and comment your worst awkward conversation. I read every single one. The 3 elements are specificity, slight exaggeration, and implied story. Specificity means noticing details others overlook. Not nice shoes, but those shoes look like they could survive a zombie apocalypse. Slight exaggeration adds energy and humor without being fake. Not "You look tired," but "You look like someone who just discovered their coffee was decaf." Implied story hints that there's more beneath the surface, that laptop has seen some adventures, suggests a story without directly asking for it. When you combine all 3, something powerful happens. Your observation becomes a conversation magnet. You're not commenting, you're painting a picture they feel compelled to confirm or correct. You can even layer these observations to create real conversation flow. Imagine someone in a bookstore holding 3 completely different genres. You say, "That's either the most eclectic reading list ever," or "You're shopping for 3 very different people." They laugh and explain. Then you add, "That's either extremely thoughtful," or "You're trying to win favorite family member status." Now you're not making small talk, you're creating a playful dynamic. This works in professional settings too. Instead of "How's the project going?" try, "You have the focused look of someone either solving a puzzle or planning someone's downfall." Here's where it all comes together. The 3-word phrase I promised you is, "I bet that." I bet that coffee saved your morning. I bet that book choice has a story. I bet that presentation didn't go as planned. This phrase works because it does 3 things instantly. It shows you're observing, paying attention, and opening a door without interrogating. The real power isn't the phrase, it's how it forces you to actually notice the person in front of you. When you start with "I bet that," your brain automatically looks for something specific and interesting. You stop asking generic questions and start making genuine connections. And here's the real secret. The goal isn't to become good at small talk. The goal is to make people feel seen. You don't need to be interesting. You need to be interested, notice one detail, add light exaggeration, hint at a story, start with "I bet that," and the conversation will unfold naturally. Thanks for watching. See you next time.